We can just edit in the fake can noise.
That's not happening.
We have a can noise.
We already started. All
Is
right,
there
guys,
a can over there?
welcome to Teachers, the podcast where we spill the tea about teaching. With us today, we have Joe. Joe, what's up?
What's up?
What's up? So you are in our major. You're in our cohort. We're all into weeb stuff, so it should be a good episode. If you're into weeb stuff, keep listening.
If you don't know what a weeb is, you're about to find out.
Alright, so today I'm drinking... Oh, I threw the package away. It's some loose leaf tea that my girlfriend bought me. It was really good. She got a big pack of them for Christmas. And I don't know, mine's what, ginseng and ginger or something like that?
Did you have the caramel?
No.
Caramella? Or however you pronounce
The
that.
caramella is for next week. No. I think it's like ginseng and something. I don't know. It's weirdly sweet for just being like tea leaves, but I guess that's like what high quality tea gets you. So that's what I'm drinking. Natalie, what do you got?
Okay, our first tea, because I have two, because I drink a lot, is Pure Leaf. I'm trying them again after they so disappointed me last episode. I'm doing their caffeine-free brewed herbal tea. It's peach hibiscus and flavored with other natural flavors. Meaning they put, like, corn syrup in it.
I think they would have to disclose that. They probably mean
they
like...
don't have to tell you that.
Oh, no.
If they have a little bit of it in there, they can just be like, it's natural.
It's a natural flavor.
Yeah.
See, when I get Pure Leaf, I usually go with the super sweet.
The super...
It's
Yeah,
like the
I've
double
actually
sweet
drunk
tea.
it, and it's good, but it also makes me feel like I might have a heart attack.
Drunk it?
And I wanted to try the peach one. It's actually pretty tasty. I like their plastic bottles because they actually taste good.
So what does it taste more like, peach or hibiscus?
I think hibiscus with a hint of tea. No, peach.
So it's like hibiscus forward, would you call it? Oh,
Yes.
that's
There's
sick.
like a aftertaste of peach, and like there's a vague tea undertone to all of it.
Alright, Joe, what do you got?
I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it has a little bit of crunch to it. Because whoever made it put leaves in it.
Look, listen, you had the full awareness that you could have brought your own tea. The Starbucks was shut down. They gave us a nice paper cup, okay? They did their best. My tea ball was not designed for this, okay? My tea ball is more for like larger leaf teas. This is more like a ground herbal tea, so you're just gonna have to filter it with your teeth or something.
I am.
Alright, so
I'm flicking it on the ground here.
so how's it taste?
It's pretty good. It's nice and smooth. Has a nice aftertaste to it. Because you know how you get like sometimes you'll drink that black tea without the cream in it, and you just got that dryness to your mouth taste. Yeah, it doesn't have that.
It's like the tannins. I think these are both green teas that I brought with me today. Because, I mean, like, I like to keep greens and blacks with me, because, like, if it's a nice day out, like, green tea is great on a summer day. It's a little muggy out today. It's been raining. I also brought some black teas.
In case you fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, the greens don't have a lot of caffeine, so, like, they don't really get you very far. Okay, so, Natalie, it's been a month. What have you been up to? Talk to me about teaching.
I still have to schedule my licensure exams, which will be fun to try to figure those out. I've also got... Oh, we've both been hired to work with the LeBron James Family Foundation, which will be fun.
Yeah, should be, hopefully. That starts on the 4th? Third?
I'm excited for it. I'm actually very excited.
We still have to get a lot of, like, the details ironed out, but I'm excited as well.
And we still have to wait for the actual job offer. Gotta get all that processed.
He sent us, like, paperwork. Nothing to, like, send back, but anyway.
Yeah.
Joe, what do you got lined up?
For summer?
Yeah.
I'm planning a 1 month vacation to Italy. Gonna teach some English out there to... Don't know whether it's just going to be students or if I'm going to be holding like a night school for older people. They said it's a mixture and you won't know what you get until you're out there. So I'm just preparing for both, I guess.
So do you know any Italian going in, or...
No, I see. My family's Italian, but the only words I've heard can't be said on the radio. So
yeah, this is probably offensive to Italian people, but I know like 4 different noodles, like No, cannellini's a bean, right?
I don't know.
I know like a couple of culinary terms, but that's it. That's interesting.
Penne.
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 That's true. Penne. Rigatoni. I'm sure spaghetti is Italian, right?
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine. That sounds very Italian. Okay. Yeah, I'm also doing the LeBron James thing. I'm super excited to be working at Talmadge High next semester. It's gonna be good stuff. I got all my classes done. I think I have like a 4.0 this semester.
Ooh,
Lucky.
fancy.
I know. I only have 4 classes, so like I could really focus in on them.
I think I got maybe a 2.7 this semester.
Oh, no.
I think I'm at like a 3 point something for this semester just because I got an A- in my online class.
Oh,
Because
no.
I kept forgetting to do the discussion board. So I'd be like coming in like 2 days late and she'd be like, okay, half off. And I'm like, ah!
Oof. At least she gives you something though.
Yeah, and I mean like, I think it's more like the more late you are, the more she takes off. So,
you're
if I was like
extremely late.
2 days late, she'd be like, okay, well that's half off. And then one time I came in like a day late because I was like, I honestly just really forgot. And she was like, maybe put a reminder in your phone. And I'm like, I do. And I still forget.
Are you one of those people that has like 6 alarms in the morning?
No, I wake up immediately. I often wake up before my alarm, actually. I'm
Oh.
very much an awake once my alarm goes off person.
That's good.
You just can't tell me things while I'm, like, arising from my bed because I will not remember. My mom used to do that. She'd, like, wake me up and she'd tell me, like, a list of, like, 5 things she wanted me to do in the morning while I was just waking up, and I'm like, I've forgotten every single thing you've just said to me. I know there's something I'm supposed to be doing, but I honestly don't know what it is.
It's like put it on a poster near the toaster.
Yeah, like, if
And
you just
I'll-
give me a list,
And
I will remember.
Oh
But,
my god.
like,
Maybe it's just because like the wordplay there, but I really want to post like a toaster poster now.
Toaster post.
a
Yeah, like-
poster with a toaster on it?
No, like a poster near my toaster, so I can wake up in the morning, throw a bagel in, and see what my day's looking like.
You mean like one of those cat
Like a
ones?
whiteboard?
Say you're meowsing. Or something.
I want a whiteboard that says I'm a meowsing.
One of those sitting right there above your toaster. Like,
You're right.
Yes, random amazing.
Maybe like a small mirror, like a backup mirror thing. You know those little circular backup mirrors? Throw one of those on there. Look at myself. Some affirmations.
I
while
don't want to see myself in the
When I
morning.
make breakfast.
Sometimes I look like a zombie. I was honestly like scared myself in the mirror one time when I was staying up really late because I like looked and I was like, is that me? I was like, oh no.
Pre-toast Natalie. This is not something anyone wants to be looking
just
at.
late night me is just like half my face is just like bags under my eyes and
Oh,
I'm
no.
very, very pale. I look like I'm dead.
Okay. I think that's a good transition into our mining for gold activity.
Because we're reading about dead people?
I don't think so. I think we kind of threw together a theme last second. It just happened to be that we have some love-ish poems, like relationship-based poem
We're
stuff.
feeling lovey today, kids.
You say kids?
Yes.
Kids? I thought we were adult oriented here.
Our viewer base is like only our cohort.
Hello, cohort. It's great for you to be listening to my voice in the summer when you don't have to see me.
And also,
I appreciate
also
it.
like Sheets and Pepsi. And
Yes, all our sponsors. A wink, wink.
Someday. Okay. Joe, do you wanna start with your poem, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first so I can
Oh,
see.
this is really sweet. Sorry. I opened my new tea and I just took a drink and it's just like, wow, that is a lot of sugar.
We're like a tenth of the way done with the podcast.
I'm
Slow it
very
up.
thirsty.
Shake, shake.
Okay.
Damn, you chucked that too.
I haven't drunk anything all morning. I'm really thirsty.
So I haven't. I'm pretty sure this is like an excerpt from Hemingway. I don't think this is like a self-contained poem. I found it on Google Images and I can't find the source for it anywhere.
That's
So
awkward.
like, yeah. If there's empty spaces in your heart, they'll make you think it's wrong. Like having empty spaces means you never can be strong. But I've learnt that all these spaces means there's room enough to grow, and the people that once filled them were always meant to be let go. And all these empty spaces create a strange sort of pull that attracts so many people you wouldn't meet if they were full. So if you're made of empty spaces, don't ever think it's wrong, because maybe they're just empty until the right person comes along.
That is weirdly sweet. I like it.
It's super sweet, and like you wouldn't think of that coming from Hemingway.
No, because he's always so sad.
Yeah.
I like that.
Plan to live my life like Hemingway.
Constantly
Just
drunk.
Constantly drunk,
Yeah.
writing love poems.
He had 4 wives.
4 wives.
Yeah,
One of them stayed with him until the end.
I hope so. I honestly don't know.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't alone.
I only got like 3/4 of the way through the Wikipedia article on Hemingway.
He dies in the end.
Whoa,
Spoiler
spoiler.
alert.
Spoiler.
This is a spoiler-free podcast. Okay.
Sorry.
Didn't I already spoil something last podcast too? Did I
I-
spoil Ready Player One?
Oh no. Well, I mean that's. Okay, we're not a spoiler-free podcast.
More spoilers. It was a shotgun that did him in.
Is that true?
I'm pretty sure it was a shotgun.
Oh my
It was
God.
almost Kurt Cobain status. Well, Kurt Cobain went out like Hemingway, I guess. Let's see.
Hemingway went out with like Kurt
A
Cobain.
quick Google.
Kurt Cobain went out like Hemingway. No.
Okay.
While we Google how Hemingway died, I'll introduce you to my new tea, which is All Natural Sweet by the brand Straight Up Tea, which then specifies that it's made with real tea, like the last week's tea. Like, what does that mean? Are you making other things with fake tea? That's the real
I
question.
think it's just a marketing thing because I've had straight up tea and I like it better than the pure leaf personally.
It just feels so weird. I don't like reading things and they're like, it's made with real tea, and I'm like, have you been making things with fake tea?
Yeah,
Like, what does that mean?
it's like the mayonnaise has real eggs and it's like okay, well mayonnaise is like eggs and oil. You're not getting very far without
Ooh,
eggs.
this one is 180 calories compared to the 110 calories herbal tea. Probably because it's got like a crap ton of sugar in it. Here, let me compare sugars. Yeah, it's got about double the sugars in it, actually. Because the total sugars for the straight up tea is 45 grams, and the total sugars for the pure leaf tea is 27 grams. Because pure leaf tea takes out sugar when you have an herbal one, because kind of the herbal flavor mellows out the tea and they don't have to add as much sugar.
My tea is sugar free.
My
way
tea is
free.
not.
My tea's sugar free.
Yeah.
My tea is sugar free, but not leaf free.
It will be by the time you're done.
Oh, their brand slogan's so cute.
I was choking on one earlier. I was like, I couldn't get it out. I was like,
Please don't die because
Episode-
Chris made you bad tea, Joe.
Oh my god.
no, it's actually delicious though.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It's really good. I think it was like 18 packs on Amazon for like $10. Like, I don't know.
This is gonna sound really
I
weird,
didn't buy it.
but like there is this. I think it's like mythology from like Japan or China. I don't remember which one, but people used to poison each other by like putting like tiger whiskers in their food so they'd choke on it and die. And like I feel like that's what you're doing to Joe with your tea leaf.
First of all,
Killing
that
a tiger.
will never be proved. And second of all, that sounds like such a made up like tiger
It does.
whiskers.
It really does. I just have like a really vague memory of it from like 5 years ago when I was reading something and I don't even remember what I was reading at the time.
Natalie, read your
So-
poem.
Okay.
Let's get back on track, boys. Boys and girls.
Summer. Okay, I have a poem from Hendrik Nordbrandt, is how I think you say his name, actually. There's a lot of consonants. It's called At the Gate. You are gone. 3 words, and not one of them exists now in any other context. That's the entire poem.
I've definitely read this before, right?
Yes, you have.
Was this in our Irish lit class?
No, you read it in our other class as part of your teaching.
I don't remember that.
You were in our block for
Oh, yeah.
Talmadge.
Oh, it was at
You used it
Talmadge?
as your hook for one of the Talmadge lessons.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something I would do. It's a good poem. I
It
like
is.
it.
You used the poem and you couldn't remember where you heard it from. You're like,
I've read so many poems this semester, okay? Like, I recognized the name right off the bat. And I recognized the poem, and I was like, oh yeah, I've heard this one before, I like it.
I would be so ready to do things from like our British and Irish lit class because some of the poems I actually enjoy, not a lot of them, but they're all so long that like it would take a very long time to read them.
Yeah. It's like, in this 84-part masterpiece by Yeats, and like, or Yates,
I always say Yates, but I'm never sure if I'm right, and I'm always not sure if I'm spelling it right either.
it's like, I'm almost certain it's Y-A-E-T-S.
Y-E-A-T, and then I don't know if it's E-S or just S.
yes.
Alright.
Yeats.
Yeats. Have you heard of Yeats?
I heard of him. I don't know how you pronounce it, so it could be Yeats, it could be Yates.
But we're all stumped. I'll
I
just
love
never
it.
teach about him, and it'll be fine.
Let's talk about the poem. Yeah, so obviously, like, this poem, I think it can go, like, either way. Like, You Are Gone is, like, the obvious interpretation, but also, like, whenever I see 3 words, I always think, like, I love you.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the implicit message there. Is It's
Yeah.
like, you can't really think of either you are gone or I love you in any other way except attached to that person.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I can dig it.
Louder.
I can dig it.
So I'm gonna need you to enunciate.
I can dig it.
Bring some vibrato.
I can dig
I
it.
can dig it. Okay.
Welcome.
Alright, Joe, do you want to read the poem you've prepared for us today?
Yeah, I'll read the one I got. So, I'm doing Dream Song number 4 by John Berryman. And he writes, filling her compact and delicious body with chicken paprika, she glanced at me twice. Fainting with interest, I hungered back, and only the fact of her husband and 4 other people kept me from springing on her. Or falling at her little feet and crying, "You are the hottest one for years of night." Henry's dazed eyes has enjoyed brilliance I advanced upon, despairing my spumoni. Sir Bones is stuffed. The world with feeding girls, black hair, complexion Latin, jeweled eyes, downcast. The slob beside her feasts. What wonders is she sitting on over there? The restaurant buzzes. She might as well be on Mars. Where did it all go wrong? There ought to be a law against Henry. Mr. Bones, there is.
I almost feel like this is like a sonnet of like a prep cook inside of like a restaurant somewhere, and he's like looking out into the table. He's like, "Oh, that hot woman is eating chicken, and I'm kind of turned on." Like maybe that's just like an incredible literal reading of it, but like that's what I got.
I just dig it because it's like all self-deprecating.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I write about. So it's like it attracts me. I'm like, yes, and then I'm just like
Tell
sitting
me
there.
more.
He's just sitting there. He's looking at this lady, her husband, 4 other people. He's just like, man, I want to make a move, but I don't know who she's with.
Yeah. I also I love like the word choice.
Yeah.
I
That's
got a
very
little.
nice.
I got a little tongue tied because this was off the top, and it was this spumoni got me. I was like,
What is spumoni? Is that a type of food? Am I thinking of this right?
It sounds like Italian food.
I'm
Yeah.
Googling it.
just-
It's gelato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go.
I just think of Hey Arnold. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
Man, I remember they were like Mr. Spumoni was the like gangster in that show, if I remember correctly. Yeah, like they had a little bar, and it was like supposed to be like Frank Sinatra or something. I just remember that. I don't know why.
That's so awesome. I watched I was never like a Nicktoons kid. I was like a Cartoon Network kid. But I've caught episodes of it, and it's like the weirdest show ever. Like the stoop kid. It's like
He's afraid to leave a stoop.
Yeah, he's on the stoop. Like, is that like a New York stereotype that I don't know about?
It really was in the 90s. Back in the 80s, too. They just chill there, blasting music, never leave. They're just like, yeah, we on our stoop. This is ours right here.
What a weird, cultural thing.
I don't think I've ever been a Nick or Cartoon Network person. I think I've only ever watched, kids' TV shows on, Saturdays for the hour that they were on in the morning, and then we, never watched TV, for, kids,
WB,
honestly.
Animaniacs,
Yeah, I'm
Pinky
thinking-
and the Brain.
Nope.
Static Shock?
What is
That
that?
was a WB show.
Yeah, I love
A
Static Shock.
superhero.
I was talking about Static Shock the other day with a buddy of mine.
I just read books.
Okay, name one cartoon, and we can move on.
Okay, when we went over to my cousin's house when they were younger, we always used to watch Avatar, Last Airbender. I never got to watch the entire thing, but I've seen episodes of it, and then when we got Netflix and it was on Netflix, I watched all of it, but that was in 8th grade.
Can you finish the sentence? I watched the cartoon.
Sesame Street?
It's not a cartoon.
It's puppets.
I think we watched Jane and the Dragon when we were small.
So no, like, Jackie Chan adventures.
Ah, the talisman.
It's such a good show.
One more thing.
We honestly never watched a lot of TV.
Oh, gee,
Like-
that's all I watched was cartoons.
Yeah.
I remember Toonami coming on watching Code Lyoko.
Oh, Code Lyoko. Like,
I still don't watch that.
I could never get past, like, the art style.
Oh,
Like, the art style is so bad.
My
It
friend
wa-
keeps
it
making
was
fun of me because I'm so picky about art style.
It was just screams reminiscing of the 90s.
Every
early
time
2000s.
somebody's like, "Oh, are you watching a new like show?" and I'm like, "I won't watch that one because I hate the art style." They all keep making fun of me.
You recommended some really bad show on Netflix about, like, gangsters that get turned into singers.
It was so funny.
No. I watched, like, the first 3 episodes, and I was like, for someone who's, like, picky about their art, this is awful.
No, I don't like the art style. It was just honestly really funny. But like, because I want to watch Dragon Prince on Netflix. That's like
I watched that.
self-produced.
It was really
I
good.
cannot stand it. I hate the art style.
Yeah, it's Netflix. You gotta, like...
See, I don't even
Okay,
have
but Netflix-
You don't even have
Netflix produced Seven Deadly Sins, and that is a beautiful art style.
I don't think they produced... Did they produce it?
Yes,
I
that's
thought
why
they
it's
just-
tagged as a Netflix original because they're the people who produced it.
Well, there's a lot of Netflix originals that are just, like, not produced, but, like,
Sinbad.
published.
But like, they made frickin' Dragon Prince, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate this art style because like I want to watch it, but I just cannot make myself do it.
Have you guys watched Love, Death, Robots yet?
No,
My
I keep
friend told me I
saying it.
need to,
Yeah.
but I
That was a series that I've actually watched, and I did that at my
because
cousin's.
it's like an anthology of shorts
Yeah,
involving
It's just
robots.
yeah, it's like all 5 to 10 minutes
I
at
saw,
the most.
yeah, I saw a couple. I saw the one where they're like sheriffs or something out in the desert, and then like he jumps off a cliff and dies or something,
I think
and turns into a spirit. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like the whole thing is such a trip.
there's one where there's like the artwork is just all different. Each one of them, like one
yeah, because it's a
CG.
bunch of different people.
It has that one girl who plays Poussey in Orange is the New Black. She's like a pilot for a spaceship and ends up like this spaceship that was supposed to be
Yeah, I saw
the-
parts of that.
yeah, it was like supposed to be the crappiest spaceship in the brig, and it like saved everyone's life, and then ended up crashing because it was so old but it still saved everyone that was around at the time. And I was like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, I remember it was like a cursed ship or something, because there was like ship like 113 or
Yeah.
something, and like every crew and it dies after a couple missions.
Yeah.
And then like somehow Poussey gets in there and like it's not an awful ship anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's the only one. And
I didn't watch enough of it to like figure out, because like I feel like every one of those has like this like really deep meaning that you have to watch it a couple times to really pick up. I don't know.
there's this one. It was the funniest episode. There are like 3 robots that go on vacation to a dystopian Earth, and it's ruled by cats. And they go into these places, and this cat jumps on one of the robots, and he's like, "It's vibrating," because it started purring. And the one robot that was real small was like, "Yeah, you can't stop stroking it, or it'll explode." And I was like, "There's some truth to that." Yeah. I know my cat will get pissed off if I stop petting it. She'll just be like, meow, and then just start yelling at me all day. I'm like, dude.
My cat's like, she'll follow you around meowing and you pet her, and then like there's some exact number of pets between she's happy and now she wants to fight you.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is wrong with you, cat? Like, why is your temper like 4 pets away between I'm loving it and I'm hating it?
It's like, okay, enough, peasant.
I've had enough. Okay. What's our rating prompt today, Natalie? What did you find for us?
I found us things. Well, since Chris hated the first one I found, we're gonna do the second
That's
one.
not what happened.
He felt like it wasn't very on brand.
It was just really specific.
So what we've got is from a Cure for Writer's block, with hyphens in between every single word, and it's all lowercase. This is prompt number 16 from, like, in a list of different, like, romance-centric writing prompts. And it's just a line of dialogue that says, "And when you're not around, I keep thinking I might cry."
Oh. So, I'm gonna go completely out of here. You guys like cheese sticks?
What?
Because sometimes I run out of cheese sticks, I'm a little teary. That's what I'm gonna write about. I'm not feeling like lovey-dovey today.
Why is I
I'm
theme
hungry.
love?
That's what happened. What are you gonna write about, Natalie? What does this prompt make you think of?
Honestly, this is how I feel about my meds.
So you're also not gonna write about a person or anything?
Probably not. I'm very hard to get attached to people.
You're giving me such a crap for writing about, like, an hors d'oeuvre, and you're like, ooh, drugs.
Hey, they're prescribed. I'm allowed to have them.
Alright, Joe, pull us out of the garbage here. What are you thinking?
Cheese sticks and
No.
drugs.
I'm just gonna write about both.
Both of them.
I woke up and I was out of Valium. I walked to the freezer and there were no cheese sticks. to be
I thought I
found.
might cry.
I
No, maybe sleep. Sleep is something we're all lacking right now.
Oh my god.
That's such a move.
And I cry every time I can't do it. I'm just, why can't I just sleep?
You know what would be great?
Yeah, I keep forgetting to take, like, melatonin before I go to bed, because I cannot sleep otherwise, and I'm just like, it's 3 in the morning, and I'm like, this would have been good if I'd taken it at 12, Pulled it out of the bags in my house filled with things I've pulled out of my dorm somewhere. I don't know where it is right now, actually.
Are you still unpacking your dorm stuff? Yeah. Okay. Let's start writing.
Should we have some music going for the audience? Instead of hearing us tap.
We normally just cut it.
Yeah, we just have lots of typing noises, and we have, like, 15 seconds of typing.
Because, like, occasionally we'll ask each other questions, like, how does this sentence sound, and stuff like that. Or, like, how do you spell this word?
It's probably 1 word or 2 words. We'll see what it says. That does not look right. Pathol.
I think it's a pothole. I'm almost certain it's a pothole.
Should I put a dash? Does that look right?
No, it looks... I don't know when to use hyphens. Is that going to be on the
It just
test?
got I hope not.
How to,
It says it's Pathol.
how to hyphenate adjectives?
You know what I always hate is while I'm writing, I'll constantly switch between tenses. And I can never get it right. I can never get it right, no matter
really?
how hard I try.
That's one of those things I had to, like, drill myself about doing.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me. And it's like I constantly am like in one tense, and I'll just switch, and then I'll switch back after one word, and I'll just be like, "What happened?"
Yeah, I know a couple people who do that. My one friend does that a lot. So, like, if he asks me to read something he's written, before I even start reading it, I'm like, what tense is this supposed to be in? Because I will fix it as I go along.
Pick one of these 4 tenses and, like, just let me know.
Because one time he, like, told me, and then I got, like, halfway through it, and he was like, oh no, it's supposed to be the other way. And I was like, okay, I will change it all back. Because my mom's British, so I, like, spell things the British way, and then professors are like, that's only Britain. And I'm like, does it matter that much?
Like,
Does it?
check this complexion. Okay, where do you think I learned to write?
I always just think back to Crayola. But then even Crayola has it written both ways on it, gray, and it's like, which one is correct?
I just don't even know anymore. I just gave up, and I write it however I think it needs to be spelled at the moment.
Whatever comes out is how it comes in.
Welcome to the woefully inept teacher hour. Hosted by none other than 3 piles of garbage. This is so, like, sappy and bad. It's happening.
Did you just really write that sentence? Sorry, I haven't been looking at it until now.
Get out. You'll have your moment to critique at the end. I definitely can't say your perfume is orgasmic. That's not a thing I can write, right?
Why not?
Then you're just not smelling it properly.
Okay, you know what? We're going for it.
The gusto.
I don't like it, but if you guys are both on board with it, it can't be all bad.
Your perfume is the scent of the sewer.
Parfum.
Go away.
What is that? You guys watch Fairy Tale? Parfum.
I cried a little bit when the manga ended. I'm not gonna lie. It was beautiful.
I cry all the time. Every season I've cried so far, and now I'm watching the...
Do not get her started about Fairy Tale, please.
Man.
There's not enough time in the day for this.
And we're back.
And we're back. Natalie, would you like to read your story first?
And when you're not around, I keep thinking I might cry, she murmured, skating the edge of her right sandal along the ragged edge, I repeated that twice, of the pothole looming next to her. The inch dropped to the next layer of blacktop, feeling to her as a cliff edge. There was no answer, the rush of wind ruffling long strands of black hair to wrap across her face and blind her for a few precious seconds. Fighting with the twisted strands, grumbling under her breath about a need for a haircut, a large, gentle hand was there. Her gnarled and twisted strands were cleared from her face, dragging across her cheek with the feel of twisted fishing lines, almost making her fear that she would be cut. When you're around, I want to cry, he whispered cruelly in her ear, soft hands tucking her hair behind her ear, tugging on one of her cartilage piercings like he used to, a vicious reminder of what they had. He smirked, stepping back, the trouble-making grin that she used to trace with her fingertips at night. I told you, I can't stand looking at you anymore.
You write such beautiful imagery. Like, as you were reading, I was like, oh, I'm going to pick out that one to say. Oh, I'm going to pick out that one to say. And then it's like, oh, wait, it's just every sentence is gorgeous.
I'm over here looking like, where's the medication that you're going to write about?
I forgot. I started reading it and I was like, no, I'm not actually going to write about that.
We both switched.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, there's nothing about cheese on yours.
Yeah, I was like, oh, if we're both going to write about, like, abstract things. And... But... Yeah, no. Oh my god, Natalie. Write a book already. That's
Thanks.
so good. I don't love like the overall image of like the like boyfriend who like, oh, I need you back. I don't know. Like, I don't love that.
I like how you whispered it cruelly in her ear. It wasn't sweetly, like you're whispering sweet nothings. It's cruel.
And cartilage piercings.
Wow.
Like, that's like such a specific thing that I would never be like, ooh, and cartilage piercings.
But I was picturing, like, if you're tucking somebody's hair behind the ear, like, what part of their ear you're going to be touching? And then, like, if... I know it's more in to have cartilage piercings now, so, like, I was picturing that.
Yeah. I think my sister has one of those. Like my actual sister. Alright, yeah. I don't know, like, I think the writing is beautiful. I don't see anything that I would personally want to fix other than, yeah, like, that doubling part in the beginning.
That's what I'm fixing right now.
Yep. We talked about potholes, one word. I don't know. I always think it's weird to, like, add adjectives after, like, whispered cruelly. Because, like, just whispered kind of gets it across. Like, how do you... I don't know. Like, I don't think it's bad enough that you have to change it.
Some adverbs.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're...
Yeah, I don't like using them, but I feel like at that part you need to... I feel like it was more like she's perceiving it as being cruel, not like it's indicating his tone of voice. It's more indicating the person's general emotional state rather than like, they sounded like chocolate.
I want to issue a challenge to you. Write
What?
a good relationship. For once in your life.
What?
You write a lot of relationship pieces, and they're never healthy. They're never good.
Because I'm not healthy.
I write what I know, damn it.
No, I just always feel like I end up seeing so much, like, lovey-dovey stuff that whenever I find a prompt like that, I don't want to write what that prompt's geared towards, as weird as that sounds.
I am uncomfortable. Like, I think it's getting that point across really well.
Yeah.
I just want to challenge you to expand.
Just having
try.
nice relationships. I just don't know how to, like, make people interact in a way that's, like, it feels natural, because, like, you get to the point where it's, like, too, like, emotional and lovey, and then it's
Write
just,
a
like...
friendship.
I know how to do that.
Boom. Joe, any ending remarks for Natalie?
No, I mean, it sounds good. Where it's going.
Can we throw this on our Twitter?
Sure.
Alright, so yeah, my piece is a lot shorter, a lot sweeter, I think. Not as much of the gorgeous imagery, like, I still can't get over that. But here we go. Help me out with the imagery, maybe. Make some earmarks or some imagery could be fixed. Alright, so, your eyes are like gorgeous globes of hazel. I can't get enough of looking at them. I really can't. We've been sitting here for hours, trying to watch a movie. The way you sway is intoxicating. Your perfume is orgasmic. But the only movie I want to watch is you. Your eyes are my silver screen. I want to scream when we are apart. When you're not around, I keep thinking I might cry. I'm not the most emotionally stable, and some days I'm just sad. But having you around brightens the gray sky of my heart. I can't wait to love you forever, sweetness.
For a second, at the beginning, I was like, oh, it's like almost like a daughter or something. And then you said orgasmic perfume, and I was like, no. And no.
Not a child.
I was
This
like,
is not
no.
geared towards a child.
And-
You know what? I'm very glad I left that in then. I wrote it and I hated it immediately. But Natalie convinced me to leave it in. It's bold.
Yes, it's bold.
And for some reason, I was thinking again, like before that line, I was like, oh, you're sitting with your dog. Like,
Dog.
yeah.
Have
Because,
you ever seen a dog with gorgeous globes of hazel?
dude, they just big globy eyes.
That's true.
Dogs have these puppy dog eyes, you know? They look up at you and they're just like shining. I was like, oh, it's a dog. And then again, I was like, that perfume is orgasmic. I was like, no, dogs don't smell
Do not perfume your dog.
perfume.
I'm calling animal control. Your unperfumed dog shall be perfumeless no longer.
She gets perfumed whenever she goes to the groomers. But without that
I
line.
appreciate your emotional rawness, your forwardness.
Is there any like sentences you want to workshop a bit?
Chris uncut the little poem in the middle.
I was really feeling
Such a cliche.
okay. You know what?
No, I'm just kidding.
Slammed my laptop.
I'm just kidding.
Record the 20-minute drive home.
Then you gotta record you running down all the steps of the library too.
No,
4 floors.
Run down 4 floors.
I like it. I'm just busting.
Maybe like
Sweetness just sounds like a daughter ending, you know?
Does it?
Yeah, like you call your daughter Sweetness.
do you?
I don't know.
Do you?
I don't have it. I
child?
don't have it. It's just something. I just feel like you would be like, "Oh, Sweetness" or "Princess" or something like that to your daughter, not like.
I just got into the bad habit of like I almost said hobbit. I've
got
gotten
into
into
the bad
hobbit.
Not the Hobbit.
I've gotten into the bad habit of like calling just like people that I know like my love. So like if somebody's like Natalie, I'll be like yes, my love, and like
That's what I do. I'll be going through the drive-through, and I was like, "All right, have a good day, love." I just say love
I
like
just
I'm
feel awkward
English or
'cause, like,
something.
I'm gonna end up doing that like in the classroom, and they'll be like Miss Edinger, and I'll be like yes, my love, and like I'm totally okay with like being that sort of person, but like I feel like that kind of like steps into the boundary of things you aren't supposed to say to children in the classroom.
You're just gonna have to put like a bunch of like Big Ben, like
Yes. I mean, like,
fish and chips posters.
In the next episode of 24. Yes, my love. Where did Natalie go wrong?
Just make it incredibly clear how British you are, and you can probably get away with it.
I just feel, I'm like, I know I'm gonna end up doing it at some point.
I like the metaphor that you got going, though.
Thank you.
I think for this one, I would change your short 2 sentences that I have highlighted. The way you say is intoxicating and your perfume is orgasmic. I think I'd maybe, like, change that to be more like you sitting, like, next to her and, like, oh, like, you sway, like kind of just, like, sitting and, like, ends up brushing shoulders or something. Then you get a nice whiff of perfume along those lines.
So extend it into like a full paragraph. of
Yeah,
what
make it like
exactly is
yeah,
happening.
like
Okay.
that way it could be more like reminiscing on like spending time and like a very subtle moment where like it's not anything big's happening, but then it's kind of like these are the small details of our relationship, and that's why it's nice.
Aw. That's good. Yeah, I tried to stay like away from the concrete
Yeah,
because I feel like sometimes I get like really bogged down in concrete, so I was trying to
we're
play
being
around
abstract
with it.
today.
Yeah, which is why there's like a stanza in the middle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who writes stanzas in the middle of their prose?
Almost
Except for
always.
everyone, apparently, according to Joe.
I almost thought it was going to be a haiku or something.
A haiku would be fun.
Just shorten it by one line.
Like, the middle 2 lines rhyme. I tried to get the first and last lines to rhyme. But,
It's in a part.
well, yeah, obviously I didn't, like,
Try
try very
hard
hard. Well, I looked at it. I considered it. Do you think
you could do your heart is my silver screen, and then it rhymes with a part.
should I do like big heart and kind of make the syllables match up a bit, or is that weird? Your big heart. Your big heart R.
That needs to be is.
I got it. Get out of here. Your big heart is my silver screen. I want to scream when we are apart.
Adorable.
Alright, what if I get rid of R?
Sounds like a...
What if you
Then
swap?
the syllables kind of mix.
What if you swap I want to scream and when we are apart so it's like A-B-A-B?
I kind of like the A, B,
Oh,
B,
you
A.
like that? Okay.
You gotta get iambic in there. Pentameter.
I'm gonna be honest, I
How
have
about-
no idea
are we-
how to do iambic pentameter. I vaguely know what it is. I really don't know how to do
Any
it.
sonnet ever?
You just have to like match the ups and downs.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So like when you talk, you have to. Okay, so like if you add a rhythm to your voice
Yeah.
and it ever messes up the rhythm, you have to pick a new
Okay.
word.
Okay, that makes more sense. Just because, like, the only time we, like, went over in any of my classes was, like, a very brief description of what the different, like,
Yeah.
pentameters were, and
Yeah.
then she's like, you can do a test on it for extra credit, and I was like, I'll see what I vaguely remember.
Yeah. No, there's
That's what
like
happened.
I memorized the vocabulary for one of my exams, which I've mostly forgotten at this
I
point.
feel that, yes.
But there's like an anapest, which is the opposite of an iamb.
Yeah.
And there's also wait, no, an anapest is like three things. I think it's like stressed followed by or two unstressed followed by a stressed.
Something like that.
I don't know. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's 4 different ones or 5.
I think there's like 6.
I know there's iambic, trochaic. I think there's only like 4 or 5.
I just hate getting the descriptions of them because I'm like, but what if I stress my syllables in a different way?
Then it's
What if my
wrong.
syllables are stressed
Then you've read
differently?
it wrong. If you're reading something in like a specific meter and the meter is ever not lining up correctly, it's either on purpose and you have to find out why, or you're reading it wrong and you have to find out why.
I'm probably just wrong. I'm always wrong.
Boom. Small teaching
That's
moments.
not true, actually. I have a sticker that says, why are you booing me? I'm right, because I'm generally right.
Alright, so Joe, how much do you want to parse this down?
Where is Joe's? Oh, his is dumped down here. Okay.
It's dumped down.
It's placed.
It's placed.
Artistically placed.
Artistically placed at the bottom of the page. Chasing after her, the woman soon gave up. After just a single lap around the yard, there is no catching that girl when she's like this. Taking in a few deep breaths, the woman walked to the rope, placing both hands and wrapping herself around before letting her body go limp. With her knees gliding across the earth, the woman slowly came to a halt. Autumn came blowing past once more, kissing the woman as she inhaled the sweet warmth that brushed past her, lifting her hair for an instant. Slow, the woman sank, extinguishing the already dying flames beneath her. She let go of the rope, hands falling to her side. She grabbed the dry blades of grass, causing her affliction. She cried out. The little girl came running back once more, this time bringing the hat and placing it next to the woman's stress-bitten fingers. The innocent whisper of the child blew past the woman's sunken head. "I'm sorry, Mama." The woman, shaking, took the hat and covered her frazzled, wind-strewn hair. "It's okay, baby." The woman now kicking out her legs. Mama's just tired, resting her head on the cracked bark etched with the letter A, followed by a date indiscernible from the years past. The woman feels the warm breeze carry on, and before closing her eyes, sees the daughter kicking up leaves once more.
Ooh.
Is anyone dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting like a really
Yes,
dark
me
vibe
too.
from this, and I'm like, I missed the beginning, so like I don't know who's dead. I don't know
I almost want to say, like,
like the rope imagery is like
Yeah,
like was
somebody's
someone
dead.
hanged? And then like you get your mood across very well.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
who is dead?
Well, if you read the whole story, you kind of get the gist that this daughter is dead.
Okay, that's
Little
what I thought.
kid
That's what I
dead.
thought. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I
then,
interpreted well.
however you interpret it, you can interpret it as if the mother who was tired of crying has hung herself,
Yeah.
or she's just relaxing,
yeah.
trying to cope
Yeah.
by going outside. So you can interpret it different ways.
Yeah, I was like bouncing back and forth between the two. I was is someone hanged? And then it's like, or is she just chilling?
I try to leave it ambiguous.
It
It is
love
very
that,
ambiguous.
Yeah.
It's very good. The
We're-
mood is so good.
We're just gonna throw all three of these up on the Twitter if you don't mind, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
gonna
so
steal all
good.
your work.
Oh. He signed a release when he came on.
Wait, what? I didn't sign anything.
Informed
Oh, shit,
consent.
quick, sign that. Sign here, here, and here, and we own everything you write forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever and ever. I'm probably going to fix this up some more.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
I don't have any constructive criticism for now. Because like I think everything you tried to do
It
worked
worked,
really well.
Yeah.
And like the mood is really strong, and like the dual ending is really good.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Your sentences are kind of long, but
Yeah.
I think that works perfectly fine. Like, I don't know. I think just because I've been reading Hemingway, my brain is like,
No long sentences.
2 commas? Vast.
There should be one.
That could have been 3 different sentences. What are you doing?
Splice. Poetically.
Alright, so I'm definitely going to throw these up on our Twitter.
Here, I'll title
Now that
it.
we have Twitter.
I made the Twitter, don't sass
You
me.
did. I just said now that we have a Twitter.
Your tone. Okay, so we close out with book recommendations.
Or
so,
non-recommendations.
Non-recommendation.
just like a quick book talk.
Are we still following the theme of love?
No, not anymore.
Uh,
I mean, like,
If you have anything that applies, sure.
yeah, you can follow the theme if you want. So, like I said, I've been reading Hemingway. I finished The Sun Also Rises.
Who's that by?
Hemingway.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
except it's a novel that doesn't have short sentences.
I have not read Hemingway,
They are-
so...
They are on the short side. Like, it is novel-esque. No,
I
I
will
mean, it's a
admit,
novel.
I'm
But yeah,
I'm slacking. I haven't really read Hemingway.
that's fine. You haven't read, like, Hills Like White Elephants?
Nope.
That's so good. It'll
You-
take you, like, a minute to get through it. It's really good.
You haven't read For Sale, Baby Shoes, Never Worn?
I've read
Yeah.
that one. But, like, I haven't read any of his, like, longer stuff, or even any of his poems, really, or
Yeah.
stories or anything.
I mean, I haven't read any of his, like, novels until now.
I mean, it's the same for
And-
Stephen King. I haven't read anything of his.
I'm just gonna pretend he doesn't exist until it gets me like in financial trouble or something. Like once the school's like, you haven't read Stephen King, we're firing you, then like I'll think about it. But for now, I'm staying away from. So my other book
Let's
recommendation
spoil that for everyone.
I'm not
is,
going to.
is Orwell's Animal Farm.
I also haven't read
Classic.
that.
Classic.
I'll let you borrow it.
Okay, that sounds good, actually.
You
so I
like
do wanna read it.
communism. That's your book.
Yeah.
You like communism.
I didn't like communism until I read this book. Now I'm very into communism.
That's the one book I found that I'll be teaching kids this coming year.
It's really
Student
good,
teaching.
and it's like a book you can get through in a week.
Oh, you can get through it in a night if you want.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like for students.
Oh, yeah.
I
True.
haven't met
And
my
there's, like-
operating teacher yet, so I'm excited to do that. We haven't.
Are you
we
doing
have
it
a
this
date.
summer?
Yeah, we're meeting each other the 29th, actually.
Ooh,
Congratulations.
exciting.
Yes.
let's try to get an episode right after that, like a day or two
Yes.
after that.
Book recommendations. I don't know if I've already recommended this. I might have, but like I love this book series, so I'll recommend it again. It's March Up Country. It's a science fiction novel that's more adult themed, but like I read it when I was younger than now, so I'm perfectly fine. It's actually really good because it's got a lot of plot twists. It's got a lot of really good character development. It's a 4-book series that's about a spoiled prince who ends up stranded on a planet with only his guard, and they have to fight their way across it to get back home.
Do they get into a relationship?
He gets into a relationship with one of them, but it is beautifully done because he's an idiot and then he becomes not an idiot by the end of the 4 books. Like, it is such good character development. Like, that is my epitome of what I want character development to be in stories, and I don't think I've ever really read anything that tops it.
Beautiful.
Demon King. It is, I do really like it. It's good for like young adults. It's got like some romance, but it's not like forced romance. It's like, oh, we got to know each other and like we actually do kind of appreciate each other sort of thing. It's not like, I saw a guy and he was hot and now we're dating, which is kind of what I hate in all young adult novels, honestly. It's like, a man! I must have him! And I'm like, you really don't. Can we move on now?
Isn't that how it works? You have like a young female protagonist, and then you have like the first hot man she ever has seen in her life.
That's why I hated Hunger Games so much, is because like it was a good plot and it was really good, and then they're like fighting a war and the main character is too distressed by her love for two different guys to like fight in a war, and I'm like, can we kill people first and then decide who we want to marry? Like, one of these people might not even live through the war. Just see who survives first.
How bad would you feel if you're like, I'm sorry, I love this other man, and then like he dies in the war, and you're like,
That's why you don't decide until you see who lives.
That's why I went with Battle Royale, where everyone pretty much just
like,
dies
it was just so annoying watching that, and it was just like, can you get your stuff together and head a resistance properly instead of trying to think about hot men? Like,
lead the resistance.
you have other things to do with your time, and it is not dealing with Peeta or Gale.
just do me a favor.
Yes,
Focus on the resistance.
literally, that's what I was like watching this, and I was like, can you stop like freaking out about the men in your life who want to date you, and like just get done with what you're trying to do.
Well, how else are you going to get the young women involved in such a
I just
plot
like
novel?
reading about people murdering each other. Like, I don't even need the romance aspect. Like, just let me read about people killing each other.
Some
I'm fine with
people
that.
want the romance and not the murder.
Yeah, that's like the young adult trope. It's like, alright, let's
I know, it's
shoehorn a
just
romance
so
that doesn't
annoying.
make any sense into here.
Like,
and it
that's-
has to be a triangle. It can't just be
Yeah, like, that's why I actually really appreciated Moana when it came out, is because there are no romantic relationships in it.
That's the one
That's
Disney.
not what the internet told me.
The internet lied, because
Alright, Joe,
that was the one Disney movie I did not watch.
it's good.
it's
I recommend it.
good.
I have every other one.
Alright, Joe, do you have some book recommendations?
Yeah, I have some recommendations. I have a book that I read. It won the National Book Award. Louise Erdrich's The Roundhouse. It's a coming of age story for a young male and on a Native American reservation, and it's pretty much like a mystery as well. Like I don't want to spoil the book too much, but his mom gets into a situation and he's trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, that
And,
sounds really interesting.
It does.
It's actually really good. And then there's a lot of just coming of age ideas, like he has to become a man, get a job, and help out around the house and all this other stuff.
I feel that emotionally.
And it had a lot about the culture in it, so
Yeah,
it was very
It
interesting.
does sound good.
I think I've heard of that
Yeah.
recently.
I don't think I have.
Probably because
It
I
sounds
think-
nice.
I was trying to get everyone involved in it during
Oh.
my presentation.
Are
too.
you the one who recommended
Yeah,
it to me?
That's a good
oh,
book. Yeah,
hey.
it's a good book. I'm trying. I'm
Full
putting-
circle.
doubling it up. Might as well.
Let's put the Amazon affiliate link in our Twitter.
Oh, boom! It's right here on my. I'm looking at it.
That reminds me. Yes, I have.
Joe, do you have a second
Yes,
book to
second
recommend?
book. Sorry.
Yeah, we can.
I got very
I was
excited.
waiting. Second one is Joyce Carol Oates' Blackwater. It's a very short read. It took me maybe 30 minutes to read, but
Oh,
it's
wow,
like
that's short.
it's just each chapter is like micro flash.
Oh,
novel.
okay.
I don't know what you want to call it, but each chapter is just like bam, 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 but it repeats itself in a different way.
Oh.
But mostly the book's about this college student. She's at a party with some friends, and then she ends up leaving with a governor or some politician that she met that she did her like dissertation on, and they end up leaving the party to drive home, and they get in a wreck. But it's just like, I don't want to give too much
Yeah.
away.
Yeah,
But
sounds really good.
It's,
That sounds
it's
really
really
interesting.
good just because of the style she wrote it in.
Yeah, that
Or-
sounds interesting.
Yeah, constant repetition was awesome.
I don't read a lot of weirdly styled novels. That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah, could you bring it to us?
Yeah, I actually got 2 copies.
Hey,
One's fully annotated, one's lessly annotated.
Leslie. Yeah, I was reading a book for my class that's coming up next semester, and I'm like, I borrowed it from someone, and I'm just, like trying really hard not to write in it because I'm like so used to be like, ooh, I love this, highlight
That's
this,
how I
notes
am.
here.
So I usually do Post-its just so I don't
Yeah.
write in my books, because I don't like writing in my own books, so I use the Post-its.
I was doing Post-its, but then like I don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
Yeah.
You should see my Catcher in Rye. It's like literally like you can't even see the pages because there's just Post-its everywhere. And then I was like, whatever, and I started writing in my book. I was like, this is going to be my teaching copy, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start writing in my books, honestly. Because I picked up that habit actually when I started going to college. Because
Same.
our one professor had us like get these like copies of like novels, and then she'd like lecture on certain things. So I was like literally just writing my notes. I was like turning it sideways and like writing in the margins. And so then I just got into the habit for writing in like textbooks, but like when I don't own them, I won't do it. But
Yeah.
I do it either
I do
way.
like writing in them actually. It's nice.
It
I don't know
feel-
why.
it feels nice.
Yeah, it feels good.
I love renting out the books,
And then writing
and
it
you
and then giving them back.
get in the copy that has someone that already
Oh,
wrote all in it, and
yes.
I'm like, thank you, I understand everything now, and then I just start writing in it as well.
Yeah, no, that is nice.
Yeah.
I had somebody do that for like a math textbook actually. They were like doing the homework, so they wrote all the answers in it.
I did it for linguistics. It was so awesome. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I understand linguistics because this person wrote all the notes down on it.
Yeah, my ed psych book had like really good notes in it. I was like, this is so useful. I love Vygotsky now.
I think mine just had a lot of like highlights in it.
Buying used from Amazon can
Yeah.
help sometimes.
Yeah.
My biggest like thing I got from that class was like, oh, I love Vygotsky now. He invented learning. Who knew?
Who knew?
All right, Joe, it was awesome having you. Do you have anything you want to plug? Do you have like a Twitter?
Nah, I don't use Twitter that much, but you can follow me on it.
All right.
We all have educational YouTube channels now. You can plug that.
Oh. No, it's not educational anymore. After they graded that, I deleted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just follow me at XenoJA. I guess that's my Twitter. Maybe I'll start using it if I get more followers.
All right, guys.
Oh wait, tell them what our Twitter is now. We haven't actually told them our
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah. We also have a Twitter now. It's at teachers2020 all underscore or all under lowercase.
Nothing is
And-
capitalized.
No capitals, no underscores, just one word, teachers2020. We also have an email if you want to come on and be a guest. It's teacherspodcast2020@gmail.com. Send us an email. Or if you have some other way to contact Natalie or I, have at it. We're looking for guests.
Hit us up.
We're going to try to get a lot of episodes this summer. So look forward to that. And have a great week.
See you later.